can't believe we came to this video. I've shown you guys some of the worst passives in the game and the worst Warframes in the game. And I'm here today taking a look at some of the worst mods to ever be released in this game. What's good, folks? It's Nightmare Frame here with a new Warframe video, coming at you with a list of just horrible mods. Why do they even still exist? Or why haven't they even been reworked?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Now, for those familiar with Warframe modding, you know it can be quite easy, but also dependent on the Warframe build and the Warframe, because usually strength is there to increase the damage of the Warframe, but it can also increase the survivability, while duration can also increase how long the ability lasts, but also the survivability of your Warframe.
What are you on about?
And we usually cycle through the same mods. Think about it. Warframe can be quite diverse when it comes to builds, but we're recycling the same mods over and over again. You want more damage? Slap in some strength. It's pretty straightforward. Put the things you need to make certain abilities work or to make a kit work. There are some flavor mods in the game, something to spice up the gameplay. However, Warframe has gone to the point where if you're not using these specific mods, then the build is just not worth it. While some niche mods can actually enhance a specific build. But these niche mods always beg the question.
Why does that even exist?
Now, if you've not seen the worst passives in the game, we're going to start off with one of the most useless mods in the game that ties in to a Warframe's passive. Heavy Impact. Why would you even use this? Think about it. You have to jump up into the air, pretty high, and then free fall to do a heavy impact. That does no damage. Okay. These are level 10 butchers. It still couldn't even kill level 10 butchers. Bullet jumping through these 10 level butchers will actually kill them instead of heavy impact. No. You think that's bad? We're going to dig deeper. So deep that I bet a bunch of you didn't even know these mods existed. Have you ever heard of Undying Will? So think about it. You put this mod, it's a gold mod, first of all. You put this mod on your Warframe and it only activates when you go down. But that mod has always been such a joke on how there's so many ways to survive. That's it. If you do manage to go down, you have this ability. Think about that. But wait, there's more. You can combine Undying Will with Provoked. Okay, look how much endo and credits this takes to level up. 20k endo and almost 1 million friggin' credits to level up one of the most useless mods in the entire game. This gives you base damage when you're down. I want you to think about that. 110% base damage. Why is it still in the game? Please, it's 2023. Come on. So we've seen 3 horrible mods, but there's a cousin to Heavy Impact, Kavat's Grace. This is the opposite of Heavy Impact. Now, what does this mean? Usually, when you fall from a high place, you have this weird superhero landing. But you can just do that. So what this mod does is give you Valkyr's passive. What is Valkyr's passive? That's what the mod does. You have to put a mod to do this.
Get out.
Aside from those mods designed to do something, but they're completely useless, DE added meme mods. Literally, meme mods that can lag your game. You just saw that happen right there. And what do these mods do? They just grow flowers on enemies. This is it. This is what the mod does. Do these flowers do anything? Do they increase crit spawns? No, they don't. Okay, these are definitely horrible mods and definitely not worth slotting into any build unless you're just memeing, which is just fine. And usually there are some Warframes who are lacking a little bit in their kits. So DE releases augments to enhance those abilities to the next level. Some of these augments are designed to boost the performance of said ability or give it an additional feature. But some of these augments were designed to fix a bad design. And that term is known as band-aid fixing. Prime example is Lavos' first ability augment and Gyre's augment, but there were some augments made to do the same thing that the Warframe was supposed to do, but then the Warframe just doesn't do it as well because they didn't really think about group play. The Warframe I'm talking about is Harrow. Harrow's augments are so bad. Why would you say that? Let's start out with Lasting Covenant. Now, Lasting Covenant is a 50-50 bad and good mod at the same time. It has your fourth ability last longer, but also gets rid of his fourth ability, which is a survivability tool. Gives you iframes, and of course converts the damage taken during those iframes into crits. Yes, this makes that crit session last longer, and you can keep yourself alive easily by spamming Condemn. Sure, but then it gets rid of that juicy iframe window.
I highly advise against using Harrow's fourth ability augment, as that completely removes your survivability and downtime setup. What this essentially means is that when your buffs eventually run out, or they're about to, you need a breather to refresh them, because believe it or not, enemies won't stop shooting at you. The additional iframe is so beneficial against splash damage and AoE overtime threats.
So this is a 50-50. However, these two augments are just so bad. Now, for those who don't know what Harrow does, he is a Warframe designed to support his teammates, giving them energy while also keeping them alive while healing them. But the only way he can do this if he is the one dealing damage and killing enemies. So for example, if you bring Harrow to a nuke party and you want someone to sustain you as the DPS that's spamming and nuking with your abilities, Harrow is definitely not going to be able to keep up with your KPM. For example, a Saren and Korra or Mirage in the team, yeah, Harrow's not going to be able to keep up. This augment has to be equipped so the players can get the effects of his second and third ability. So he has to chain enemies with Condemn so players can kill them to get energy. There are two Warframes that can give energy without even killing enemies. You just have to point click or press an ability without even looking at enemies. You have Trinity that can give you so much energy with a single cast to everybody, and her healing scales off affinity radius. That's a base 50-meter radius. And if you add the Focus School Vazarin, you get an additional 25 meters. And then you have Voracious Metastasis. Use this on Hildren, and she can be an EV Trinity as well, giving allies shields, increasing their shield gate, while also granting them energy. Now, I'm not saying Harrow's a bad Warframe, I'm saying his augments suck, and his kit, even though it was designed for team play, his kit sucks with team play. He's better off as a solo Warframe than he is a team player. But what about EIDOLON? Yes, that was his major team play role. And nowadays, it's better to do a two-man than increase the party size, because it's going to be faster on the shrine and faster with loads. We have Warding Thurible, so you have to be within range of the Thurible to get damage reduction. Citrine can press a button, give everybody damage reduction within infinity radius. And what's funny is that if you really want to play Harrow, min-maxed properly Harrow, you can actually remove his third ability for Nourish. You know, usually Harrow has to spin his Thurible to build up a meter, which determines how much energy you get per kill. But then you just replace that ability with Nourish, and Harrow becomes way smoother to play and more brain dead to play. There's a lot of bad mods and bad augments out there. Let me introduce you to Maiming Strike. This mod was so gutted. This used to be meta. Like when I say meta, like used it everywhere, even in farming loadouts, which gave you a flat 90% crit to whatever built up crit you had. So you could get massive red crits by just slide attacking. But of course, DE changes to an additive crit chance increase when you slide attack. This 150% is literally like a point strike. A moment of silence for Maiming Strike. Continuing on with funny mods, there's also elemental damage resistant mods. For example, Diamond Skin reduces your damage to radiation. And recently, Companions got a rework. That's a big thing. That's a big thing DE did. However, they forgot a few things. Some Companions didn't get the same treatment. Yes, there's some Kubros that are still useless, and there are some Sentinels which are still useless. But yeah, there are some mods that these Sentinels have that are just really bad. You guys know about a mod called Sanctuary? Look how expensive this mod is. This is when I first started the game. I leveled it up this far and I haven't touched it since. When you revive someone, it puts a dome around you, protecting you from damage while you revive someone. Remember when I showcased earlier with my Drifter coming in to help my Warframe that went down? Also, teammates can just transference, be in void mode, and res you. At the same time, there's the Vazarin Focus School, which is an instant revive. This is such an expensive mod. You need 30k endo and 1.4 million credits to level this up, and it's a 16 capacity mod. And there's a beast version which does the same thing. Costs a bit less because it's a blue mod, but it does the same thing, literally 1,800 shields. But yeah, there's so many other bad augments and mods, like I don't know, Valkyr's Hysterical Assault, for example. Just read it. This is an augment for her 4th ability, and Chroma's augment. But here's another thing we need to take a look at, because this is something needs to be updated way more than these horrible mods, because this is actually a fundamental thing to Warframe builds, and it's the Exilus Mods. What's wrong with Exilus Mods? 99.9% of the Exilus Mods can be replaced with Archon Shards, Arcanes, Incarnate Evolutions, the Helmet system, and even your Operator's Focus Schools. For such a long time, I was asking DE to put Natural Talent as an Exilus mod, but you know, they said Archon Shards and Madurai. There's definitely a lot more mods that I haven't gone through. I mean, I did go through some of these, but as you can see, there's quite a bit of them. Oh yeah, Frost's 4th ability augment. That needs a buff, legit. This is the weird video that I don't know why it needed to be made, but it definitely needed to be made because these mods need some awareness. I know DE's working on some things, and hopefully they get by some of those worst Warframes, those passives, these mods, and of course, game modes. Yes, there are some game modes that do not need to exist or need Jesus. Anyway, folks, that has been it for me. I do hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from this video. Please do feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, a peace. Bye-bye now.